Yeah, I'm not sure what I was thinking. I mean, mostly, I guess I was just thinking that it was gonna. I don't know. I don't know if that's still a thing. I think he cracked his head on the front side. So yeah, here we are. I forgot. I forgot to wear my watch. Or it's on the charger. Either way, one of the two. Right here. I wonder if the mic's picking that up. Somebody's radio. What did I say? What day it was? Oh, yeah. I think I don't know. You just get cracked his head on the front side. Um, yeah, it's late June, so we're talking about the during uh, unboxing stuff yesterday, building the slasher. Um, so pretty hyped on it. Mostly, like I said, about the Indy Stage 4s, but also this board. You know, um, this is a pretty epic Santa Cruz shape. It's got a great graphic. I love to watch the videos of Jim Phillips talk about how he thought, you know, kids at this period were going to fall in love with the slasher. Yeah. Kind of shows that where his head was at. He's drawing these little creatures with giant bloody knives and spikes on their wrists. I guess he presented it to some surf organization and they turned it down. So he was like, yeah, let me just throw it at Santa Cruz and Kieth Meek. I guess they brought Kieth Meek in and showed it to him. And all the videos I've seen of Kieth Meek talking about this particular graphic, pretty good. All the videos of Kieth Meek in general, pretty good. I enjoy the fact that he oftentimes has like a flat bill hat on and a flannel shirt, and you know, he just looks like that kind of dude. And I think he still kind of looks like that kind of dude. You know, where Kendall kind of, yeah, I guess none of them really changed. If you see them on podcasts or whatever, they've kind of risen their way up in the company or done other things. I think Roscoff works with the bikes, and you know, knowing that those guys have kind of made a lineage throughout all of it. Skated for the company and then moved up into the front office to keep it going. But yeah, I always like to see videos of Kieth Meek talking about this board, talking about the evolution of the graphic. And I'm really looking forward to putting this one together. I like the full dip, the white. Obviously, I like is sick. The graphic too. Everything about it is rad, actually. The kind of bleeding, slashed out font. Looks like a gnarly wound, obviously created by this saber. But yeah, this thing is rad. And it's very forgiving, very soft shape, wide in the chest, kind of narrows out to the waist, kicks out in the tail. So, and it's got a nice supple nose too, though. Give you a little bump, just something to hold your foot in place if you get out of square. So yeah, and this thing is sick, especially now that I have it out of the plastic and I can put my hands on it a little bit more. Gonna put the Indy Stage 4s on this. I know I've talked a little bit about these. I wish I would have done a video kind of elaborating more, quoting some of the reviews and some people that I've heard talking about them, how turny they are. A lot of people compare them to the Ace Classics. I'm going to hold my judgment on that till I actually go out and ride these. The fit and finish of them looks good. The polish on the truck looks good. The hanger looks very solid. Base plate looks nice. I wish it did say USA on the bottom, obviously, but hey, what can you do? You know, I realize the times they are changing, and in this competitive market, sometimes you have to move things overseas. But yeah, it looks like it has decent clearance from the kingpin bolt up to the actual axle, or I'm sorry, the top of the hanger. This is a medium bushing. I like that red color medium. I've seen it in the Indy bar logo, the flat blacks I have on my Dogtown. And it's a nice match. You can kind of see the colorway matching up here with the blood. So I think that's going to be an excellent fit. I think that'll be a nice dressing part to it. And again, I'm really just looking forward to skating these, trying these out, seeing how they perform, especially with the type of mediocre skating that I do. Transition is where I find most of my happiness. So if these are a truly turny truck like the Ace Classics are, I'm looking forward to that. Wheels. Like I said, I'm going to go with the dressing. These is a slime ball. I'm guessing that they're calling this a guest model. Because I think he has an OJ wheel too. Combo Elites urethane, I believe, that I've seen out there. But the main reason I picked this one was because of this color. A little bit like the Roscoff color, but also like the color up on the graphic here. The circle and the M. Really think that matches up as well as you can make it match up from a urethane to a paint. Also kind of matchy in the wave right here. See how it goes through. And the rose matches the red and Dressen's name. How it fades from yellow here into green. You can kind of see yellow and green there. So there's a lot that activates my, I don't know what you would call that, desire to have these things line up, balance out, match well color-wise. So yeah, that's a slime ball. That is a 56 millimeter 97A, which I think will perform pretty well. Not super hard, but should run well on the concrete. Going to use a 1/4 inch rise on these. Probably really don't have to use a rise at all with the height of these trucks. I believe these are 55. But I'm going to put a 1/4 on there because I understand that these turn the geometries a little differently. Like I said, I'm hoping that geometry is similar to what you would find on the Ace Classic, or kind of like the retro geometry that the 215 features. I think the 215 is a hybrid, from what I understand, a hybrid of like the Stage 4 and the Stage 5, so it's kind of in between. And my favorite setup to ride my Dogtown Web has 215s on it. Those would be, I guess, Stage 11 215s, which, you know, they actually turn really well. I ride them super loose. On that setup, I have a 1/2 inch rise with a 60 millimeter slime ball. Those things turn forever, man. They just roll on everything. It's just my favorite setup right now, and it's largely because of the performance of that 215 and the way that it turns. But I'm going to give these a 1/4 inch rise just to keep it up off the board. I can switch that up. I could go to an 1/8 shock pad if I don't like the height, but I'm going to start at a 1/4. Didn't see any really cool colors in this 1/4, to be honest with you. I looked around a little bit. Dogtown usually has a red one, but I didn't want to overdo it, you know, to blood it up. And these are the old style. These are genuine Indies. I just got these, and they still have the cross on them. So there's a lot of these still floating around out there. But I don't think it's going to throw things off because of the labeling right here. You can kind of see some black labeling and obviously the black outliner that you see on a lot of the wave graphic and around. The Slasher himself. Did I just gender the Slasher? I think I did. Does the Slasher have a gender? Can you even gender a creature like that? I don't know. How does he breed? Well, obviously there would have to be male and female, unless there's really only one. I don't know. Maybe they just are born out of the bottom of a tree like an orc. I don't know enough about that. Lord of the Rings. Ah, that's a whole other video though. Anyway. Where was I? Oh yeah, Trippin' Hardware. I got this stuff for the Ken Park. I would have gone with just Indies before, but I really like the way when I built that Ken Park out, how that blue hardware turned out. It kind of got me fired up. So I picked up, that's the blackout type all right there. And there's the red dip with the red nut. Like I said, when I put together that Ken Park, I had the blue, and these really kind of turned up, man. And I think they're going to do the same thing here with the bushings the way that they are, with the blood the way that it is on the saber. I think it's really going to make this thing look exciting. So I put some thought into that, and I'm hoping that it turns out the way that the Ken Park did. I think it will, because it's just a little touch, but I think it's going to be a worthwhile upgrade. And I believe these weren't very much more expensive than regular hardware. I think they were $4.99. I got these from Old Skull. Bearings, of course, you already know. Anything that I ride that's not built around its own ecosystem, and most things that I ride are built. Most of the boards I have are Santa Cruz, what I've been building lately. And aside from the Pal Peralta stuff, which I put mini logos in, I'm definitely always going to put Indy GPRs in there. I just think it's the best bearing that I've ever put in. I've ridden reds, I've had ceramics, German, NMM. I've always had the most success with GPRs. I've got some Bronsons and that New Deal Morrison that I have. I'm not super crazy about them. I just think these are the best, man. I just think they're fast, serviceable, and durable. And for the price point, you can't beat it. So I'm with that. Rails. Gonna go with the white on white. Santa Cruz Slime Line. High speed, super fast, ultra durable. We'll see the judge of that. I like the gold lettering right there. I wish there was something here that kind of had a gold pitch to it, but tint, I should say. But you know, I'm fine with just that little bit of gold, just enough to kind of like make it pop off. But I think that's going to be tight with the white over the white, kind of framing in the slasher, framing in this labeling right here. It's going to be sick. So yeah, grip tape. I got some Mob over there. Nothing out of the ordinary for this one. Probably just going to do a general cutout. I got a brand new art knife that I'm looking to bust out, and it should be pretty simple just to cut this out. I thought about doing like just different lines and leaving that open, but I don't know. I still might do that. I'll decide once I have it on the deck and see how it feels. But yeah, I don't want to do anything special. I don't want to put any weird lines in. I thought about just like doing a straight open line down the middle of it and just leaving a little bit of this exposed. But I think that red really sets everything else off, and it's kind of what's going on here. I feel like it's definitely a connection from the top of this board, the way this is outlined, to the bottom where it really gets heavy with the knife and the blood and the cutout kind of dripping blood. So I want to leave that all exposed, just like this is going to be. The majority of this is going to be exposed. So yeah, that's pretty much it, man. The Slasher. Stoked. Excited for all these parts. Again, excited for the Stage 4s, man. They look really good. I hope they turn as good as they look. And definitely for the bolts, too. Those little accents are going to be fun to throw in there and make that happen. So, yeah. All right. I'm going to get busy on building this thing up. And hope you'll stick around to check that portion of it out. I got the Pride Month beat that I made for the minute before the witching hour. Was pretty stoked on that. And hopefully it plays well. We'll see. And then after I'm done building it, I'll come back to kind of show how it all turned out. We'll give the reveal portion of this video. All right.
It's the minute before the witching hour.
Man, I got something in my... I was cleaning in the closet over there, trying to find something, and a piece of dust or something went into my eye. And I know it's just a tiny, small fragment of dust, but it feels like it's the size of a piece of gravel you might find in the driveway of an industrial, what are those things called? Those drilling pads where they extract natural gas. You know, they use that big, large limestone, whatever. Holy smokes, man. Kieth Meek Slasher is done. Peek at it from I farmed out the grip tape a little bit, my little idea with the tiny little slash here, tiny little slash there. Didn't really work out perfectly, but the bolts came out sick. Like that red dip matches up with that on the top. Oh man, the bottom. I mean, the white is dominant. When I was looking at it a second ago, the white definitely is dominant. It kind of takes over the scene for sure, but it allows for some things to happen. Like there's some color jumping off of it. For starters, you know, the chrome of the trucks, the polish of the trucks jumps off. I don't think it clashes too much with the blue. I think it actually brings the blue more back to the center of the colors that I was looking for. I rotated the wheels graphic side in to start. I'll probably rotate them back out at some point. But I like that graphic side in to start. When I was putting it together over there, kind of felt like that was the way to go. It's kind of mild, not hitting too hard. But you never know. I could switch them around, I suppose. The riser came out good. I don't think it has really much standout to it. It kind of just fits into things. Again, those black outlines on the wave and the black Santa Cruz name banner. All in all, man, I'm stoked. I love the way the trucks turned out. I love the way they look on there. Really looking forward to skating these. Like I said before, the only thing that I could really compare them to from the standpoint of having a truck that turns the ace. I've had stage 4s before. I should have said that in the beginning. I've definitely had Indy stage 4s in my earlier days, but the truth be told, technically, I probably wasn't very advanced in understanding loosening the trucks to make them turn better. So I'm sure that I had these stage 4s, and I'm sure I had them cranked all the way down to the almost when the bushings would burst, so that I could just go in a straight line, tick-tock here and there. Turning really wasn't my jam back in those days. It was more just go straight toward whatever obstacle I was going to attempt to skate, whether it be a ledge, a flower pot, or whatever it was, a curb, anything. So I was straight lining into a lot of stuff. That was the way that it was. It felt like flip tricks were a lot easier back then with tight trucks too. I don't know if that's the case. I should explore that a little bit. But Yeah, I'm hoping these have kind of that loose feeling turn, considering that this Ace is supposed to be a direct copy of these. Looking forward to finding that out. But yeah, we'll run it back again. Slime ball, that's the Dressen 97A 56mm. Inside of that, Indy GPRs, fast, serviceable, and durable. Indy Stage 4s are the trucks. Medium, that's the stock bushing, that's the medium bushing. Independent rise, 1/4 inch, just to kind of keep that up a little bit, just to try to avoid any wheel bite. Not that I think I'll have any, but you know, there's only one way to find out, and to protect yourself from that in the initial run, you know, throw a little rise on there. Santa Cruz Slime Line rails, Kieth Meek Slasher, it's the OG. Oh, mob grip on the other side. And Trippin' hardware, the red dip, which I kind of think is popping a little bit too. Yeah, it's not overwhelming. It's actually pretty mellow with all the white, so the color pattern kind of jumps off of it. I think it turned out sick, man. Looking at it, I really dig it. I like it. I like the white rails too. I think color would have done something funky to it, to be totally honest with you there. Yeah, it looks good, man. It's solid. Really excited for it. Looking forward to riding it. And I'm definitely going to skate this one sooner rather than later. And I know I said that about everything. I said I was going to skate that Winkowski Volcano, and I still haven't even taken it out, man. I was just loving the setups that I've been riding over the last 3 or 4 years, so much so that I don't know, have a hard time getting away from it, especially that web, man. It's just been hitting. And I got that Bob Boyle I still haven't ridden, the Roscop I want to ride. There's so much in front of this stuff, you know. And I'm super fortunate that I have this access and ability. You know, work has been good to me, so it's nice to be able to have the funds to be able to purchase this stuff and you know, put it together and skate it for sure, or let it sit around the house until, you know, I'm ready to skate it. I'll probably be even more of a burnout, crusty old man before I get to half of these ones that I've set up. But yeah, right on. If you stuck around to see the reveal, I appreciate it. One more kind of solid pass. Hope the light isn't too reflective. Hope it looks as good to you as it does to me. Next month, July, I've got some ideas. Got a few things kind of percolating. Definitely going to do something, so hopefully you guys will look forward to that. I know I'm looking forward to it. Just something different. I know I've been setting up a lot of these reissues, and that's kind of, you know, where my heart's at, obviously, especially the Santa Cruz stuff. It's what I'm the most into. I guess if I had to play something second, it would be Dogtown, maybe Powell after that. I'm not super crazy about Powell, though. I mean, I've got a couple, but I'm not. There's 1 or 2 guys. McGill, I like. You know, Skull, the Ripper, obviously. Skull and Sword. But whatever. Yeah, I'm looking to do something a little different, something that's a little more cruiser oriented, and I'd like to follow that polarizer type of setup up with a free ride setup. I've got my eyes on a couple of things. I have an Arbor free ride already that I ride pretty frequently with reverse kingpin trucks and PAL snakes on it. So I'm thinking about getting another Arbor, but I'm also thinking that there might be one of these bigger Dogtowns that's 36. If it has a bigger wheelbase, something that's over 18, maybe I could cop one of those and put together something that's a little cruiser / performance free ride. I mean, I guess I think of a cruiser as something you just jump on to run down to the store or whatever with. Not something you go out and really push to make turns or ride down hills. So there's kind of I guess an impasse there in my head. But I want to make something that I can actually ride. And seeing some of the Arbors that are currently out, some of their flagship decks, those look a little bit more performance oriented, a little bit more like, yeah, you can definitely slash a turn with those and carve when you're free riding, maybe make some medium radius turns, something along those lines is what I'm thinking about putting together. So that'd probably be 2 months off. And like I said, I want to do some remodeling and change some stuff up around with how I'm. I guess it would be the stage or whatever. How I'm presenting. So there's that I want to start working on too. So I'm not completely dropping out and then just reappearing. I'll probably hopefully still be able to make a couple of videos, kind of especially explaining that polarizer and the parts that I'm doing or the parts that I'm putting on there. I know I showed those ace double aughts off. I got some. The recommended wheel for those was the Powell Rough Rider, the ATF formula. So I got a set of those in 56. And then we'll see what happens. Hopefully I'll be able to have the extra loot to buy that board and, work it out. Make another video. Make some more cool shit. Because that's kind of the goal. That's the MO. But, right on. If you stuck around this long for the reveal, Kieth Meek Slasher. Definitely going to ride it soon. Definitely going to talk about the Stage 4s, the comparison. Looking forward to it. Sick. So yeah, hope everybody's well. Thanks for checking it out. All right, peace.